Hello and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the live call-in show. Let's hang out. We'll take some calls. You want to talk? Give us a call and talk. If you're a premium member, you can call into this show. The link is in the Discord. The link is on your account page in premium. If you're not premium, hang out in the chat, ask some questions. We're just here to chill. We'll talk about UFC Charlotte. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's just me today. No Jacob. Jacob texted me this morning saying, I'm not in the mood to do the live show. So he's not doing a live show because he's not in the mood. But this was a wild week so far. UFC 288 was incredibly successful for a lot of people. Jacob and I both crushed Safety Parlay, crushed his lock of the week, crushed. And first of all, can we talk about Jacob's lock of the week? He picked Matt Frivola over Drew Dober. Everybody on their knees taking care of Jacob, going all over about Jacob. Are we forgetting that in my quick picks video, I picked Matt Frivola 5 days before Jacob did and bet on him 5 days before Jacob did? Let's get real here. What's going on? Yeah, he made the lock. He did the whole video. Very convincing. But holy shit, both of us were on Matt Frivola, and I was first. Before Jacob even looked at the lineup, bang, bet on Matt Frivola. Anyway, congrats to Jacob. That's 4 huge underdog lock of the weeks in a row, but we have some even more successful people this weekend. 2 of our premium members, 2, not one premium member, but 2 different premium members cashed in huge in DraftKings. Both of them are premium members. Both of them went out of the way to shout us out, say thank you. It's because of you guys. Your premium membership and everything there helped us win this money. We have Jack Spade winning $78,000 in DraftKings and Jeffrey winning $50,000 in DraftKings. This is not Monopoly money. This is literal, very real money. I know a lot of you don't know what DraftKings Fantasy is, but it's real money. You play with real money and you get paid with real money. And both of these gentlemen combined are over $128,000 in DraftKings win, and they are both premium members. And I'm telling you right now, it is not a coincidence that 2 of our premium members had this level of success. There is not another community out there that has the sharp audience, fan base, community, whatever you want to call it, that we have. I mean, you guys are absolutely spectacular. Yes, we're giving you some of the tools. We're giving you insight, DraftKings ownership projections, but you're taking that and you're making the right decisions with it. So congratulations to Jack Spade and his $78,000 win. Congratulations, premium members. And congratulations to Jeff and his $50,000 win. Again, congratulations to premium members. But premium membership is not just about bets. It's not just about DraftKings. It's about all of it. All sorts of daily fantasy props, all sorts of DraftKings content, all sorts of prize picks, underdog, FanDuel content. A lot of you don't talk about FanDuel. You don't do FanDuel. Our FanDuel content is absolutely phenomenal. I don't do that. Josh does it, one of the guys behind the scenes, and his FanDuel insight is absolutely killer. But we also have tools like the line movement tracker. The line movement tracker is going to give you opening odds, current probability, and line movement for every single fighter on that card, and you can spot some interesting trends. For example, Court McGee opened at plus 140, and he is sitting pretty in the minus 180s right now. That is a tremendous swing. Fighters who have made a similar underdog to favorite swing in the last however long we've been tracking, couple of months, are 7-1. So while I like Matt Brown here, that's not what the safety or the line movement tracker is telling us. Anyway, this, along with ownership projections, along with metrics, analytics, data, along with just our straight up bets, our straight up picks, our round line props, all of that is included with the $10 a month premium membership. Hey, we accept credit cards now. But don't forget, guys, we talk about this all the time. I will give you $50. All you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/bets. You're going to hit that page. It's going to be a beautiful page, but you're going to hit that page. You're going to see our 4 sportsbook affiliates. You're going to see the pros and cons, right? Some have big deposit matches. Some have phenomenal customer service. Some let you cash out halfway through a parlay. They all have different pros and cons. You're going to click on one of those links. You're going to make an account. You're going to make a deposit. And after you do, we will send you $50. $50. And it's affiliate marketing. They're going to pay me. They're going to say, here, Ange, here's a couple bucks. I'm going to take that money. I'm going to take some of it out of it, and I'm going to give it back to you because we care very deeply about this community. That's why we do what we do, right? To build a community, build a base of people that can trust us, enjoy the entertainment, like the insight. And if we can help you make money, that's only going to help us make money. So WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit. We will send you $50 as a thank you. Obviously, Bet Online is where it's our preferred, but I will say BetUS is phenomenal. They don't necessarily have the same props as Bet Online, but BetUS I think is the oldest offshore sports book out there, at least of normal size. And they have the best customer service. You call that toll-free number. There's a toll-free number when you log in. You call that number, you get a human being, like from Canada. A human being that you can talk to and understand, hey, how do I do this? How do I cash out? How do, whatever it is. So phenomenal customer service from them. BetOnline has the earliest lines and the best props. They all have their pros and cons. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. We'll send you $50. Guys, if you want to call into the show, talk about the card, talk about the main event, whatever you want to talk about, we can. And let's hit up the live chat. Starting at the top, I'm very far behind. A ton of comments here. Jacob Bass says Natan Levy is going to dominate Pete Rodriguez. Love the Salamanders picks, but this one seems wild. You could not be more correct about that. Natan Levy, I'm very, very confident in Natan Levy. He is in the safety parlay. It's a 3-leg safety parlay. Those of you know how to use the safety parlay, right? There's a base. There's a 2-leg base. You put 1 unit on that. Then there's a 3rd leg. I like to put another unit on now the 3-leg parlay. So they're essentially 2 independent parlays. And spoiler alert, Natan Levy is the 3rd leg. There's a lot of really good betting spots this week. I have a couple of parlays up now with round lines and stuff like that. But anyway, I agree with you, Jacob. As I've said in multiple breakdowns, I think Natan Levy blows through Pete Rodriguez. There's just levels to this. And as fun as it is to talk about Pete's power and this and that, Natan Levy's not a world beater, but he certainly is going to beat Pete Rodriguez. Stefan, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's up? How are you?
Good. Is this Stefan or Stefan? It's Stefan.
Stefan. We went over this already.
Yeah, well, I mean, we get a lot of callers.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I don't think so.
No, I'm kidding.
What's going on?
How are you, man?
I'm all right.
Good.
Enjoying the peace and quiet without the red one yelling about nonsense.
Oh man. Yeah. No, it's you guys together. You guys together are awesome. So
we appreciate it.
You guys kill it. So
what are you thinking about this card? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because of I've been like a premium member for a long time, and I won with $20. I won 7,800.
Oh shit!
Thanks to you guys. Yeah.
In DraftKings.
On DraftKings, yeah.
Oh wow, Jesus Christ! Why are you not sending us this?
I did. I sent it in the regular chat. I didn't send it into like the.
So you know what's funny? So if you saw the Tuesday video, we made a big deal about Jack's $78,000. Of course, how could we not, right?
Yeah.
If that's not a billboard for premium, I don't know what is. But Jeffrey also posted his lineup then. Mm-hmm. But it just got like that. The Discord chat moved so fast that we blew past it. So then he reached out, was like, "Hey, you missed mine." I was like, "Holy shit, this is huge! I did miss that." So we're actually going to start a channel specifically for premium members to post their winning lineups and their winning tickets because you guys really are killing it, and you should get credit.
And it's all thanks to you guys. I mean, it's not like I have my opinion on some stuff, but like,
yeah, of course. I
mean, like 70-80% is you guys like throwing in your opinion, throwing in your input on everything. So it's just like it's a lot. It's like really helpful for setting the entire lineup. And yeah, I went crazy Saturday night. I didn't expect it, and
it was $7,800 this weekend.
This past weekend, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. On this card.
Holy crap! So we're at $136,000 in community winnings, and who knows what else we missed? Oh my God! You know what's wild? I don't know if you're on Twitter or whatever. Twitter was a graveyard of people that failed miserably this weekend, and for some reason, you guys are all absolutely crushing it. Well done.
Yeah.
You got to pay taxes on that.
I did. It was 24%, so I came out to like 55.
Oh, they take the taxes. I've never won that much. They take the taxes out ahead of time.
Yeah.
All right, good. Because
yeah, it was the first time I won two that much. I was like, I just threw it in like, usually I have like some crazy, like just screw around parlay. And then like it came out to be that much. And I'm like, well, shit. Really, I woke up my mom downstairs. I was like, Mom, I won. Holy shit.
That's yeah, $7,800 is good money. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
So, and I don't think it'll be because I like this card. Like I was confident, like watching you guys and your breakdown for that you and Jacob did. I watched that, and you guys provided like really good advice and input on a lot of the fighters. So I was able to just take that and just look at look at your like the fight analytics and everything like that on your page.
Yeah.
I was able to just throw something together and find my spots, find the best spots. Like I threw at least like maybe 70% were money lines, but then some were like the what was it, the Verna Jandiroba one. I put over two, or I put fight goes to the distance, and and the Cejudo and Sterling. I picked Cejudo, but I was like, I wasn't super like convinced at it, so I threw just put fight goes over like round 3 or something, and then those were like only 2 fights, and somehow it came out. Oh, and fight does not go to distance for I think the Porter one. No, not Porter.
That was a guarantee. That was
it was.
That was actually in the safety parlay.
But it was so juiced, so I was not fully. I was like, this is gonna hit, but let me be a little more like play a little bit more like because you were convinced on Parker Porter, and I had a feeling he was gonna go out and win just because of the lack of experience from Smith. So
what I was we've talked about it on the show a million times. So Parker's my actual friend in real life. Like I went to his wedding, like a good friend, and I was obviously nervous because that dude hits like a freight train, and Parker pretty quick turnaround after the Justin Taffa fight. But
back in February,
Parker got tagged a few times and was like totally fine.
Like his
so I was like, all right, good. Yeah, his
like
chin's totally fine.
Yeah.
No, it was. I was legit. That was the most nervous I had been, obviously, because I know the kid. But I was like legit pumped when that happened. So I'm glad he won. Especially the MMA community just thought it would be funny to fade Parker, and they like to crack jokes and whatever. And I don't know why he's like a meme in like MMA Twitter. I genuinely, he's like a nice guy. He always goes out there, fights his ass off, and has a winning record in the UFC. And his losses are quality. Who did he lose to? Jalton Almeida? Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Dawkins,
Chris Dawkins Almeida, at least all the upcovers, like the guys that he's been going through. So that's like expected. But all the fights that like are competitive in his range, like he puts up a fight and he goes out and does it.
Yeah, he's got 3 losses. Justin Taffa, who hits like a truck, can knock anybody out if he connects. Jalton Almeida, who is Jalton Almeida. And then his UFC debut, he literally had a baby that was a week old, rolled off the couch, took that fight on short notice, and it was Chris Dawkins. Chris Dawkins doesn't suck. So good for Parker for getting that win. Who do you think wins this week's main event? I mean, I know Jalton Almeida is a minus 500, but I think that's wide.
Yeah, it's really wide, and I think if fight does not go to distance, obviously it's like minus 14.
It's minus 1,000. Yeah, it's not even. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. As close to a guarantee as you'll get in MMA.
No point in throwing anything on that. So, in all honesty, we haven't really seen Jalton Almeida tested to the point where, he's been fighting these guys that are kind of, they don't have much, they don't put him up against the fence, and they're not like kind of.
They don't come forward. They wait, he takes them down, and then that's it.
Exactly. So, Rozenstruik is going to give him he's going to put in some work with him. So I think we're going to see something. We're going to see a side of Almeida that we've not seen. So I think it's going to be interesting.
My only concern, so I think Jalton should win. My actual concern, though, is we have no idea what this dude's cardio is. We have no idea what his cardio. We haven't seen it. He hasn't needed it. And if Rozenstruik defends a takedown or two, or he holds and leans on him a little bit, Jalton Almeida is not going to be able to pick up that dude tired second round. So that's the only thing that worries me. I'm not worried about Rozenstruik running in and blasting him in the face. I am worried that Jalton's not going to buzzsaw him and then fade big time and have an issue later, because Rozenstruik has plenty of cardio, especially if you're the guy just throwing strikes and defending. So cardio's a little easier there than if you're the one initiating. So that's the only thing that worries me here.
Yeah. No, that absolutely. That's something that we're gonna see something that's gonna kind of put John
Sure.
Almeida on like the human scale. Like, oh, this guy's actually like, can be tested. So I think we're gonna see that this weekend. So, but I'm still going with John Almeida.
Yeah.
I think
He
he has
should
like
win.
he should win. I think that he's gonna get it done that night. And between my concern here, let me pull up the card really quick. There's a few fights where I'm like, oh man, it's kind of on edge. Matt Brown, Court McGee, obviously, that's just something that we're just gonna see two
Super close fight. Yeah.
super close fight, and I think Carlos Ulberg gets it done. And I know you guys are split, you and Jacob, between D-Rod and Ian Gary, but I've watched
Yep.
Ian Gary since like the start of his career, and I see a lot of potential with him to get it done. But D-Rod's a big step up in competition, more than
Huge.
the
Like
last
he's a
guy that we
giant lead.
fought.
Yeah. And Derek. Daniel Rodriguez is not like a world beater, but like you said,
Yeah,
he's a massive step up from the bums that they have been giving Ian Gary.
Ian
Like
Gary,
it's a big jump in competition. And
absolutely.
I get like Jacob's very high on Ian Gary, and I get it. He's a talented dude, and Jacob's right when he talks about Ian was almost put out and just recovered well, kept his focus, and then came out reset. That was awesome to see.
Yeah,
But he also hasn't had somebody standing in front of him just throwing a million jabs, and that's what Daniel Rodriguez do. Just stay in his face, stay in his
very
face,
yeah.
throw, stay in his face.
A lot
So
of
we'll see. I
volume.
mean, he's a 3-1 favorite or wherever he is now, so he's supposed to win. I just think Daniel Rodriguez is a little not getting the credit he sort of deserves here. I see you.
Yeah.
Jay Valise. We'll get to you in a minute.
Exactly.
So,
So
yeah.
it's going to be interesting. I think even that fight we're going to see outside of Ian Gary. I mean, he got knocked down in his last fight. I forgot which round it was.
And his first fight, like he's been
And it's
knocked down a couple times. Like
yeah. So D-Rod doesn't have that much power, but we'll see what it because it's different. He's different than his other competition.
the no power probably helps him because what ends up happening, both the people that knocked down Ian Gary knocked him down, then like didn't know what to do, and
Yeah.
then they almost panicked, and then he was able to recover. Where Daniel Rodriguez, I think, is just gonna keep touching him, keep touching him, keep touching him, keep touching him, work around him, keep touching him, and then potentially frustrate him. I think it most likely goes to a decision, but yeah, I didn't bet anything on it. Right? There's a huge difference between picks and bets. Like having enough confidence to spend actual money is very different than, hey, I think this guy wins. So
Yeah. I 100% agree. So that's where it's going to be interesting. That one's going to be just like the Almeida fight. It's good. I'm seeing a lot of decision fights in this card, but there's some things that I think will shock us as well.
it was hard for me to do. We do our round line leans on premium for every single fight. It was
Yeah.
hard. Like I almost was like, am I doing too many overs? I feel like I wrote over for everything. I'm like, obviously it's not
Yeah.
going to be like that because there's going to be some surprising stoppages, but it feels like a lot of overs, and it's a sneaky good card. People are hating on this card. There's a
No.
couple for a fight night. There's a bunch of good matchups on this card. It's
For
way
a
better than
fight
next
night,
week's.
yeah.
Yeah,
For a fight night, this is, I think, like, with the break that we're having with pay-per-views, I think the next one's like first week of June or something like that.
it's
Or
more than a
first
month.
second.
Yeah, June 10th. Yeah,
And this one is just kind of like a little, it's a little sprinkle of like all these, because a lot of these fighters are like Johnny Walker was on
there's
one of the recent pay-per-views, as well as Ian Gary. Like these guys,
yeah.
they're big fighters. They're not just like those up-and-comer guys. Like they're
There's only one UFC debut on the whole card, and it's the girl fighting Jessica Rose Clark. Everybody else is an established UFC fighter at this point.
yeah, that we've seen on pay-per-view. So you're right. It's a stacked
And
card.
it's in an arena. I wish it's in the middle of the day, which sucks. I got kids, so it's not easy to watch.
Yeah.
But it's in an arena with people. It's not in the
time?
Apex.
It starts
Like 3 p.m. Eastern,
oh damn.
and that actually might be the main card.
Mhm.
So it's early. So I don't know how much I'll actually be able to watch, but
Yeah.
it's a sneaky good card. I'm looking forward to it
Sneaky
for
good
sure.
card. It really is. It really is. I'm excited for it. It's super nice. It's a good card. And I think even next week too is supposed to be nice. So yeah. But for me, that's it. I just wanted to come in here and obviously just tell you guys that you guys are killing it. Everything's, you guys, the website's getting better and you guys are just on your shit. Everybody's, even your videos and everything. The amount of input and advice I'm getting from it is amazing, and just keep killing it.
No, we appreciate that, man. Like we definitely think we've got something special here, but obviously it only works if people are here to use the tools, to sign up for premium, to do all the stuff. And, so we appreciate all of you, obviously, for the support, especially vocal people like yourself. You coming on here. I didn't ask you to do this, right? You coming on here, saying how well you did and all of that. That goes much farther than me insisting premium is good. So I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't have done it by myself, so I wouldn't have won this past weekend if it wasn't for you guys. That's all. That's really $10 a month, and then it's crazy. It's awesome.
I appreciate that so much, and we're firm on that price. Because I mean, I don't know how much in this space, but we're obviously not the only people doing this, but we are the only people providing all of this for $10 without tiers. There's other people, $15 and then a $30 tier, or $5 gets you this nonsense and then 10 gets you this. And we're that Costco model. $10, you're going to get the world. We have, I mean, I can't say anything. We have like two massive things we're working on to add. So it'll be really fun things to announce, and everybody else in the space is going to get very annoyed when I announce these things, but that's their problem, not mine. So thank you so much for all the support and shouting us out for sure. And congratulations on the $7,800 DraftKings win.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was all thanks to you guys, both of you guys.
All right, but we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Talk to you guys.
See you, dude. All right. Well, I love calls like that. Can't go wrong with a couple of those. Let's keep going down this chat here. Somebody called in and then bailed. They probably didn't want to wait, but that's their problem. Let's go ahead. Asking for bananas. Well, no Jacob, so there's not going to be a banana happening on this show. Jakey boy, it was a little bit of a rainy day. I think he just sort of woke up, was like, I'm not feeling it today. So no Jakey boy. I agree. We are fantastic. What I do love about Jacob and I's dynamic, it's funny because people think we actually hate each other. I mean, at this point, we're basically best friends, right? I didn't grow up with the kid, but I've known him for, I don't know, 8-9 years, something crazy like that. But we're very similar in our sense of humor, but also different in a lot of ways. So that is why it works. It works so well. But he does know how to push my buttons. Fucking little dork. $2 super chat from a while ago. Just getting to it now, Quint. Good evening, Angela. Well, thank you very much, Quint. Appreciate it. Genuinely. Thank you so much. My wife is texting me that our lawn is brown. Well, what do you want me to do, man? She says we need to fix it. We? Go fix it. Don't tell her I said that. But do you think Khabib is a virgin? I'm not familiar enough with his faith and those rules, but from what I do know, I imagine. Congratulations, you guys do great work. Thank you, Carmi Colburn. Please let Jacob have the lock of the week wrong. I agree. It's I wish he didn't make Pete Rodriguez his lock of the week, not because, literally because it's going up against the safety parlay. So, one of us is going to lose. And I'm always so torn because I root for Jacob's lock, especially when I pick. I bet on Matt Frivola. I wanted Matt Frivola to win. He won. And then, Jacob goes down in infamy because everybody else that has a YouTube channel was screaming about Drew Dober winning. So it was nice that both of us hit that. Jacob does those incredible lock of the week videos and makes it, it worked out perfectly. The community lock was Crone Gracie, which was embarrassing as shit. I mean, you guys should feel real bad for yourselves that's who you picked. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go to WeWantPicks.com/lock, you can vote on your lock of the week. And the community voted for Crone Gracie, who absolutely sucked. So I'm usually rooting for the lock of the week, even if I pick against it. But this week, I've picked against it, and I've told more than 2,000 people I'm so confident in this, I put it in what I consider one of my most safe bets. So, unfortunately, I need Jacob to get it wrong. And, I hate that because I hate rooting against him. I hate rooting against lock because this is what happens. Jacob's getting all the love in the world right now. He's going to miss one lock. And every turd is going to come out of the woodwork and just absolutely hammer him. And it was just so funny because I was talking to him about, UFC 288 was success. It was very successful for the community. Shit, we got $78,000 in winnings, $50,000 in winnings. Stefan just called with another $7,800 in winnings. And these are the tickets I've seen, let alone the ones we haven't seen. So that's our community. Those are premium members with that success. I had a very successful night. Jacob had a very successful night. And the comments on my quick picks video, the comments on the post that I do after the pay-per-view, not that many, right? Obviously plenty of comments, but not what we normally get after a pay-per-view. You go all the way back when we had a little bit of a rough go at it. Actually, UFC 287, I hit the safety parlay, but Jacob was a little aggressive on some bets and they missed. It was like triple the amount of comments, all negative. And it's just so funny to see that energy. So the point here is I'm rooting for Jacob's lock of the week 99% of the time, but it is up against the safety parlay. So I need that to hit. And every Tom, Dick, and Harry that has a YouTube account is going to let Jacob have it if he misses. And if he hits, I'm going to take the beating. And, people are going to bitch. So it is what it is. If you don't like the idea of going against Jacob's lock of the week, which I hate, but I do my safety parlay before he does his lock, is just do the base of the safety parlay. Don't do the third leg because then Tom Levy's the third leg. But I do hope he is wrong. Yeah, and 100%, guys. Anybody winning these kinds of numbers in DraftKings, you do have to pay taxes. And I guess it sounds like I've never won this much in one clip in DraftKings, but over the course of the year, I win over the $600 threshold, which is what you have to pay taxes on. But that's a different, you get a form. They don't withhold your sort of money there because I withdraw it in small pieces. I don't just withdraw $78,000 at a clip. Put that money aside. You will have to pay taxes, and it may, I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know how much you make. It may bump your bracket, and it may mess with your percentage. But you could also include losses. So you can include every DraftKings bet, if you have to pay taxes on the winnings, you can deduct the losses from the winnings. So it's a good chunk of money. Talk to somebody. Make sure you do it right. Come on, Jacob. I'm not in the mood to watch, but here I am. You're not in the mood to watch. Who's forcing you to watch? I'm sure Jacob's watching right now. I'm sure he is. Listen, I get it, man. I'm not gonna come on here and shit on him for not doing this. DraftKings is the buy-in pool that you get. Oh, somebody must have said what is DraftKings. So here's one of the things that we're doing. We're gonna be putting together some courses, putting together some how-tos and things like that. We're gonna throw that on the website because a lot of you are asking questions like, what is this? What is that? Especially, I didn't realize how few people knew what DraftKings Fantasy was until we posted these wild winning tickets. Quick summary for those of you who don't know, think of fantasy football. You get a budget and you have to draft football players. And then based on what they do in real life, your team scores points. And then your team competes against other people's teams and whoever has the best team wins. Same exact thing with MMA. You get a budget. You build a lineup with 6 fighters based off of your budget. And you compete against other people that have the same budget, same parameters, and you pay money to enter competitions. And if you win the competitions, they give you money back. So it's actually a ton of fun. And I will say, I started DraftKings for MMA in 2016. We Want Picks. If you go look at the Twitter and the Instagram, it'll say started in 2016. In 2016, I started doing DraftKings for UFC. And then I started a blog. It was a written blog, WeWantPicks.com. Then I had my daughter, so I just stopped doing it. And then COVID started it back up in 2021 or 2020 as a YouTube channel. But anyway, my point here is when I started doing DraftKings for UFC, I have never enjoyed the sport more. Obviously, losing sucks. But all of a sudden, I'm doing research. I'm looking at undercard fighters I never would have given a shit about in my entire life. I never would have cared about these people. I would have watched that fight, not cared at all. But now I have some random person in my DraftKings lineup. I care very much. It really is exciting. And you don't need to do anything crazy. You can play penny games. You could compete for $10. Like there's different tiers, levels, small tournaments, play with your friends. But I do recommend any UFC fan, give it a shot, man. It's just legitimately fun. It's funny you're saying this, and I'm not going to say who, whatever, but somebody won big, advertised it, and then immediately people started hitting him up for money. Jakey Boy just wasn't in the mood. I talked to him earlier. He's like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood to do the live show tonight. So no big deal. I can't give him a hard time because he goes live on his own all the time. So can't really give him a hard time. D-Rod knocks Gary out. I would absolutely love that. That would bring me legitimate joy. Hey, Chris, I see you there. Let me just catch up on the chat real quick, and then I'll throw you on. Let's see. I like Lisboa and Battle for underdogs. I picked both of them. Jacob also picked Lisboa. I think I was surprised she wasn't his lock of the week, honestly. Douglas Silva de Andrade is a lock. I disagree with that, but he's certainly a tough old dude. Let's see. A bunch of Where's Jake's. I've already answered those. Angelo loves his speech. What does that mean? What speech? Let's go Natan Levy, my man. Pots and pans. That's fine. Listen, I'm not gonna. You guys pick your side. Listen, when I put up bets, that's literally what I'm doing with my money. Jacob put $500 on Pete Rodriguez. That's what he did with his money. By no means is this his financial advice, right? Like, if you're not comfortable with a bet, or you see my safety parlay and you're like, I don't really like that, then don't do it. Absolutely don't do it. Actually, Chris, I'll throw you on here, but let me just get through the live chat and then we'll.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So you're not sitting there all quiet behind the scenes. Artem might have his first amateur boxing fight soon. Put the house on you. Yeah, send a video of you hitting some mitts. We'll go from there. Did I pick Henry? No, I picked Aljamain Sterling. Don't you watch? What do you pick when they both pick different? Yeah, this is a question to the community, I guess. Honestly, if you go look, if you're a premium member and you check out our pages, we have all of our picks and our confidence levels. So if you're torn when I pick somebody and Jacob picks the other person, maybe our confidence levels are different, and that could be the tiebreaker. Or go check Artem's picks. Artem is a tiebreaker. He is on there as well. All right, I'm getting there, Chris. There's a lot of comments. People love commenting.
Dude, I'm just chilling. We're good.
Let's see. Don't you have the option to file taxes later? DK forces you. I think every state, every country handles that differently.
Well, you want to talk some DraftKings taxes? You know, I used to play professionally. I'm very familiar.
All right, so how does that work? They take it out for that kid that called in. First of all, you see these winning tickets in front of you. The community absolutely crushed.
I didn't see where the second one came from, and I'm a little late.
50 grand. Yeah, 50 grand.
Like, yeah, the Jack something like 168 grand or something like that. Yeah, that's
78. Yeah.
No, I've never won anything that big in a single contest, but I have won, like, because I've been playing DraftKings and FanDuel since like 2013, dude. They used to have a chat on FanDuel, and my gosh, I mean, we're going back, but yeah, at the end of the year, you're going to get a 1099 on it. And it's so as far as those big contests, I know you can't withdraw them all in one big withdrawal. You got to do them in increments. From I'm to understand, I guess it's been a little bit. Like, I have a friend who just like crushes it. The guy from Fantasy Labs. I mean, and there was one point the guy had more money to buy houses in his freaking accounts than he did. Yeah, Mr. CSU Ram, if you guys follow I don't know if he still plays anymore, but he was like a big deal back in the day. Good old Peter Jennings. But yeah, the taxes. Yeah, they hit you pretty hard too. So it's like,
isn't it like 50%? It's like capital gains level.
It's like 40. Yeah, it's like 40. Yeah. So yeah definitely be smart. It does. I mean, what are you going to do though? I mean, that's one of the reasons that you got to play these games is because it gets taxed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not sanctioned. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. But it is a pain in the ass, and then it's not too bad, like you said. Like, you can download all your entries on a CVC or some shit like that, and then you can do it with all the sites that you ever played, and it puts it into an Excel sheet for you. It's pretty simple, so it'll break out your totals for the year. Because if you win a contest like that, you know, and you're just getting your ass kicked by, I highly doubt these guys are playing big money events, you know. Sure. They might become like $2,000, but I'm telling you right now, every single site that you play on, whether it be Prize Picks, all of those, if you're not winning money or you're breaking even, might be down a little bit, it's just worth your while to collect all the things and then talk to an accountant. There's actually accountants on different sites that deal with this because it's been there, and you'd be surprised of some of the shit you can write off. Like I
knew you can deduct your losses from your winnings. Can you deduct your losses if you only have losses?
No, it's exactly
only from the winnings.
Yeah. So, but it crosses over from different sites. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like, you know, if you won 60,000 on DraftKings and down $3 grand on FanDuel, down $2 grand on, you know,
sure.
Up over the course of a year. it's like you can at least deduct that from all of them. Because what I ended up doing was setting myself up as a business and just had a whole business account. And then it gets real fun. Then you get to start deducting your internet. And then you get to deduct like your living room, because that was my office space, like how it is right now. And but it's just a cat and mouse game of taxes, man. In the end, we all lose, but there's just no way around it. So
yeah, no, it's definitely. I live in Texas, so we don't get state income tax, but people think it's
in Nevada either. Yeah.
But it's funny because we have other taxes that I did not have up north. Like we have almost everywhere is a tollway, and it's expensive. My wife drives an hour for work. She basically is paying. We're paying $400 a month in tolls for her to go to work. So it's like, yeah, I don't pay state income tax, but we pay a ton of money. And honestly, the tolls it's a logical fee because you use the road, pay for the road. You don't need to use it. Like you can do alternative routes, which will just take longer, but it's still like they'll get you. I guess the point is they'll figure out how to get you.
Yeah, for sure. So I joined late. Where's Jacob?
He's not coming. No Jacob today. He messaged me this morning. He's like, "Hey, I'm not in the mood for the live call-in show tonight."
That's why I felt like I'd call in. I'm like, I don't have to respond to Jacob's smartass's comments as always. So I'm like, I'll give Angelo a call.
It's a little more peace. Yeah, it's a little more peaceful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was meaning to reach out to you. So we're going to be putting together I don't know how much I should say because people love ripping off our ideas. Anyway, I'll be reaching out to you to pick your brain. And are you a good writer? Can you write?
Yeah, that's how I got my start in this industry, man.
Perfect.
I actually was a writer.
Perfect. So I'll be reaching out and we'll figure something out because I have a couple of really cool ideas based on the most common questions we're getting and like, what's this? How do you do this? And really want to empower the community, teach them like just that little bit of knowledge you just dropped, how freaking taxes work with DraftKings. It's shit like that most people have no idea. And it's almost a sin to keep it from people. So
that's true. I always
pick your brain.
Yeah, for sure. Hit me up. Like I said, it's just one of those things where it's like, gosh, after so many years, and for those who don't know me, it's like I used to work at Monkey Knife Fight. I still work in the DFS space, and I've been doing this for probably 8 years now. And it's like it's just so common, just kind of like UFC, but you forget, like, and then you read the chat, which I got sucked into, by the way. These fucking kids in your chat, man, on your Discord. And it's just like, I felt like a total idiot because I felt like you almost, Angelo. Like I almost lost my shit on this kid who got banned for a little bit because he's calling everyone stupid in the props chat because they don't understand math, even though he's doing contests that are just incredibly negative EV. And then I told him, I'm like, no, dude, you're wrong. And I'm like, and he's like, no, the sports books pay millions of dollars for their lines. I'm like, no, they don't. And he's like, how do you know? I'm like, because I work for him. He's like, you don't work for him. And I'm like, you little shit. And I fucking and then I did a little LinkedIn drop, like LinkedIn profile. But it was kind of funny. Some of the kids in there, man, they're great. They're just like, oh, damn, he seems pretty credible to me, man. He does set the lines. I think he knows what he's talking about. And this little kid just wouldn't shut the hell up, man.
No, it is
about math. But
it is funny. I mean, that Discord's got thousands of people in it now. So, occasionally we got to throw somebody out. Some of them are more mature than others. But for the most part, I think our community as a whole, not the ones that pop in just to go, like not them, but the people that are here like consistently as a whole are pretty solid. But there's definitely a couple of 15-year-olds pretending that they're not 15. For sure.
No, there's definitely some nuggets in there. I actually chat with someone that I knew from betting on Monkey Knife Fight, and he's just a crusher. And the two of us get together and kind of talk about it, which is funny because I don't know his name or how old he is. And his name's Lexicon, and he's got this villain. And when I read his messages, I still read them in like a villain voice, like think of this line. Like I have no human like relation with him whatsoever. Because it's still on Discord, and there are some sharp kids in that. Because I go in the DFS prop ones, I like picking off Underdog when they release, seeing what people are, and telling you what, man, this little DFS junior guy got my eye out on you, kid. You seem pretty sharp, but some of the other ones too. And that's the other thing I love too is these kids bicker back and forth, and then they're like, "All right, I'm gonna fire off the play," and it's $5. It's like, "Oh, come on, you guys!" Like I thought you guys are like dropping heavy cash, but it's like, hey, your audience, you got to start somewhere. So I respect it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not going to shame anybody's unit size, but I hear you for sure. It is funny. That's what's so fun, and maybe this is with all sports, but it is so funny with MMA. It is straight up. There, nobody sees the middle. It's this person's gonna win. Like, you're an idiot. Blah blah blah. And then the other, like, nobody's ever like, yeah, honestly, I could see that happening. So it's like, it's that bickering that drives me nuts. And actually, Jacob's perfect for the internet because he gets it and he doesn't let it bother him. So when he gets all those wild, nasty comments, but like, he'll do his lock. Favoul's not winning, you idiot. Bad pick, whatever. He doesn't let it bother him. And even if he loses and people are like, oh, you suck, he doesn't care. He like, just, you're right, that did suck. It all gets under my skin, every bit of it, which doesn't help because then people do it more because they know, it's a bunch of, but I'm not built for it because it come from a world, I'll smack you in the mouth. You talk to me like that. So it's like, it's so hard to get out of that mindset.
I mean, yeah, but you're in like year 2, right? With We Won't Picks, right?
It's getting easier.
It is. And trust me, like the further you get along with it, it's just like the more you're going to realize how easy it is to kind of ignore the trolls. And, but no, Jake, 100%. I tell you what, man, legit, man, just watching the progress of that Lock of the Week video, man, that's some of the most entertaining shit I've seen out there. And
he's legit the most
editor, man. Like whoever's
behind
the scene,
it's
Jacob
him
doing all that.
Jacob does it 100% by himself.
So he put. Oh, I thought you had like some dude. I guess he just helps with your website.
The dude that helps edits my videos because I don't know how to do shit. Yeah. Jacob's Lock of the Week videos, 100% him. Zero help from anybody.
Oh, dude.
The idea, the recording, the editing, all of it's to him.
And because I like that, man. I was thinking you need to.
He's a talented little dork. It's crazy.
No, that's how they usually are, right? You just don't expect it, man. And they're fun videos too.
The autistic community is usually very talented.
Yeah, it's going to be very specific in what that talent is. It may not, but no, Jacob's great, man. I love that guy.
No, he's perfect for. He found his personality he always had in this space. Like he like found who he is in this space. It's perfect for me.
And he's great, man. No, and the two of you guys are.
He's
hilarious.
short, and it is what it is. But other than that,
dude,
he's great.
Yeah, I can't do much about it. And like I said, it's still one of my favorite things. I know you're trying to work on it, but there's a part of me that hopes you don't. You kind of remind me of like some Eric Cartman-esque, how you can explode on some of these people. And when you do, I seriously lose my shit sometimes. So never change, Angela. Like I said, I do have a couple things, I guess. I really didn't have anything when I called in. I just saw that myself. So I'm like, I can give Angela a call. And if you got people in the wait,
sure, I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I will have to catch up on this chat, but go ahead.
Yeah, dude. I told you a while ago that it's like you're slowly scaring me because you're starting to slip into this line movement stuff. Remember what I told you? It's like
if you come on this show and trash my line movement tracker, you're off the show.
I'm not trashing your line movement, but you're doing the experiment by betting. It's like, why is it such?
I'm just keeping track right now. Now I'm just keeping track.
Well, here's the question I have for you: is like, why is it? Like, I don't understand why. Like, if a guy's a slight favorite and becomes like a slight dog to a slight favorite, how is that different than a guy that actually moved from like a smaller favorite to a bigger favorite? That's the kind of shit I look for, especially for like your safety parlays, man. I love when I see the books open someone at like, I mean, granted, I wish none of us are getting that opening value when they open up because only specific books are doing it. So it's not like it chills there for a day, kind of like how we all punch like Prize Picks and Underdog. But if a book, they open at like 200 and the selected sharps pound it to like minus 300, 400, and then I see you guys are on the same fighter, it's like, dude, lock it in. It's like, I get that the odds aren't the greatest, but this is UFC, and this is like the one sport that I can give a pass on that kind of stuff because it's just fighting, and some fighters are just going to beat the shit out of other ones. And at the end, I mean, that's the only thing I got going this week is that safety parlay, and I do not have the 3-leg. I have
a second. I was gonna say stick with the 2, and I have a second parlay. Did you see the other parlay? The other parlay is solid as hell.
3, which is plus 100.
Yeah, it's like no, it's with 2, but the odds are much better.
Oh, I haven't checked today. I just saw that you had the 3rd leg, and I just have the 2-leg, and it's just like, and I get some people don't like that, but it's just like, dude, the odds may kind of suck, but it's like, to me, it's like a free 50% account booster, man. And if you bet the same unit sizes and stuff like that, it's like, it adds up, because you know what's been happening for me is I bet like $500 on your safety parlay each week.
Sure.
And I've been betting them early, and they've been turning into singles. Because
the fight keeps dropping. Yeah, Daniel,
Williams, and that was it. Or was that last week or whatever?
That was last week, and that one was dicey.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, man. Thank God. I'm having a good time not watching the fights live when I have shit.
It is nerve. Listen, nobody's more nervous than me. It's nerve-wracking watching.
It is, man, and trust me, I get the same way. Like, as soon as I place a bet, I just like instantly regret it. It's like, that was a horrible mistake, but not really. You know, it's like, because that's the thing, dude. It's like. And then the people that dog on Jacob when he's not doing well and stuff like that, dude, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, man. And it's like, you got to look long-term. And are you going to be doing this to make some money for a weekend? And if it doesn't work, you guys suck. It's like, well, then get the fuck out of here, man. That's not how this works. It's like, it's a process. And I know for the safety parlay, like you said, you're hitting 70%, but man, I've been hurting because I've done a couple. I feel like I've had 3 in a row where they keep turning into one.
We did have two in a row. Yeah, we had the one with Bobby Green ended up the Bobby Green fight canceled, so that dropped to a one leg, and then the Chaos Williams dropped. I put out a second one after Daniel Santos dropped, but if you hit the early safety parlay, then Daniel Santos dropped down to a one leg. So yeah, it was a couple in a row.
And I think I had this one too when you had it in your safety parlay with Levy, I think. That was
that was a few weeks ago. Yeah, a few weeks ago. Yeah.
And that one, it's like, because I sent it to my friends like early, because I hit it early, and like I actually did one of them like before you released it, so we had the same thing, and I got like 20 cents value on it, and it dropped down. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. And then it's just not that exciting because I sent it to my boys because your money's locked up. You know, you can't undo it, but it is what it is, man. It's like the bottom line is like, if it's winning, I think people just aren't patient. And that's just a hard thing to kind of get, is like, if you can consistently win money, what the hell is wrong with that? Because trust me, once you have that day where, like, Jacob can attest to this if he was here, that day where you just blow your whole fucking account with one card, and it's like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, all of a sudden winning a couple $100 don't seem so bad.
Yeah, well, and you know, I'm of the two of us, I'm far more conservative. Two of us, Jacob and I. Jacob shoots his shots, but the dude will be up 20 units, and for him, a unit's $100, so he'll be up thousands, and then lose that. Like he has wild swings, but overall, he is up on the year. I am up on the year. The safety parlay is up on the year. I'm not sure if lock of the week is up on the year, but it might be because this four win streak, it was plus 180, plus 175, plus 185, and plus 120. Just those 4 fights. So that'll cover whatever his 4 losing streak was. So, you know, it's you're right. I do always feel bad. Like, you know, there's weeks where somebody will sign up on a Friday and maybe that weekend was just okay and not amazing, or they tailed the couple of bets that didn't hit. Then it's like, oh man, this sucks. And, you know, most people are reasonable enough to be like, hey, it's a month. Let me at least see what happens over the month. But, you know, it's the easiest sport to bet and the hardest, right? It's the easiest because you just have to worry about 2 people in that cage. Mm-hmm. And it's the hardest because it's only 2 people and anything can happen. There's not a whole team of people to make up if somebody has a bad night. One little mistake. I mean, look at Shevchenko. I mean, that was one of the worst nights I've ever had. She ruined everything. And
you know what sucked about that too? She ruined it for me. Is like, was it really worth the like 15 cents on the line that we got for having her at 900? I was like, you know, we could have exactly what it was, but it was like, you know what I'm saying, right? It's like, we got 102 with her. If we had her out, it would have been like minus 115. Like,
yeah, early she was like she closed at minus 900. I think she was like minus 6-ish when I was messing with it, but yeah, it's just it's such a fun sport to watch and bet on for all of those reasons. But you know, like everything else, you just have to be responsible, right? You can't bet money that you can't lose. And you know, if you're winning money, take the winnings, put them aside, or split the winnings in half. Keep half, and then put the other half back on bets. But like, you know, do something reasonable so that you got the long game going.
Yeah, you got to figure out a system that works for you, because that's the thing that's hard is like, it's easy to track you and follow you because it's not that hard, right? It's like you usually have a couple bets, and like me and my boys, we just decided, wow, even if we can't watch the card or whatever, it's like we'll just hit the safety parlay and call it a day. If you're watching and you want to get on it, it's like then go ahead and jump on and get with Jacob. But by all means, it is difficult to track every single bet that you guys place at all the time. I mean, that's
why we separated. That's why we actually separated us out, because when we were doing money line and it was mine and his, and parlays mine and his, that was much different than right now. I have my own page on Premium. He has his own page on Premium, and then it's a little easier to see what's going on. It's a little easier to, hey, I like this style, I like that style, and sort of pick your spots. Or I'm in the mood for a parlay. Let's see what so and so has going, kind of thing, instead of just a list of all the bets.
Yeah. And then you got Artem on there too. I've not really checked out too much. I do glance at his stuff too and see if it lines up with you guys. And when we guys are all on the same page, it's good enough for me. It's I don't know.
Well, and Artem's great because he's going to give you stuff that we don't. We just straight up don't. I'm not breaking down Bellator cards. I'm not. Artem did like for ONE FC last week. He had like 3 pages of like a write-up of this fighter and this and that, and I think this is going to happen, and this is a good spot. These are good odds. I'm never going to do that, especially not for non-UFC. So
right. I should have told my brother was there, and he made some bets.
Oh, really?
Mighty Mouse was fighting and stuff. It was in Colorado.
Yeah.
And he was all pumped. That was his first UFC event. I still haven't been to a UFC event, believe it or not. I live down the street from the Apex, but they don't let me in, even though I just got my Nevada plates and I got the UFC plates, man. And I got my Venom jacket. I feel like I should just cruise up and they'll let me right in. Like,
just walk in with confidence.
Yeah, exactly. But they have a gate and a guard.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Real quick, couple of live chat things. So George said his card got bounced on membership. How do I get to charge my card again? So with premium membership, I have zero access to your credit cards. I know none of that, right? There's obviously a third party that processes all of that, just like any other website. So if you don't have access, let's say if whether it's PayPal or your credit card, if it's your credit card, you should be able to update it and try again. But the fastest, easiest way is cancel and then re-sign back up, and that'll force the system to charge you immediately. And that happens a lot of times. People's cards expire or whatever. And I can't force it. There's not a button for me to click to say, charge this person. So it's all automated through the system. So that's the fastest way.
Last thing I wanted to get your take on, man.
Sure.
Like, I hate saying this, but kind of lost some respect. It's for the UFC with that O'Malley bullshit at the end of the fight last week, man.
Letting him run in there and stuff like that.
Dude, you can tell the WWE bought the league, man. I've never seen something more staged in my life. And
yeah.
I don't know, dude. I was just pretty pissed off about that, and I'm not excited for that fight. It's like that one I might boycott. I don't know, man. It's like
yeah.
There. But,
no, it definitely. They could definitely do some. Like, there's some stuff that I would love that they took from that they would take from the WWE for entrances, for example. Some of those other, those epic entrances are amazing. Those entrances are awesome, especially the coolest entrance I've ever seen in UFC in my entire life was when Conor McGregor fought Chad Mendes. It was supposed to be Jose Aldo. Jose dropped. They brought in Chad Mendes, but he had Sinead O'Connor playing live as he walked in. Like, that was incredible. Like, and I remember it forever. Outside of that, you remember a few people and their songs. Izzy has that cool dance. Like, it's crazy the UFC doesn't have
cool dance. He had a cool dance.
Yeah.
Some pretty lame shit. And we all love our boy Tuivasa with his funny songs. He came out. He comes out to like Spice Girls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but they should have the ramp, and there's got to be a way to do it where you're not cutting off the arena. Because I think part of the issue is we can't give up half those seats, but there's got to be a way to do it where you can still sell around it. Like, just something a little more epic, especially for these monster pay-per-views.
Okay, I can get down with that. Yeah, that would be super cool. And I think they should do something like that. But I just didn't like the fake shit talking the two were doing at the end. And
sure.
Randomly. So if I go to a UFC fight, can I just run into the ring after the main event too? I guess that's not hard to get in. I mean, you just got to walk right up there. I guess do it in confidence, right? Oh.
No, they're definitely I mean, I'll watch that fight for sure. I don't know what to think of it or who I really don't like Sean O'Malley very much.
I want to
so
like him.
I'll be rooting against him. But
do you not like him as a fighter? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, basically after he lost to Cheeto, all that bullshit, and it's like, dude, I did earn respect for him with the Piotr Jan. I think he lost the Piotr Jan fight, but he showed how tough he is. He's absolutely he's not a pussy, like that's for sure. But I don't know. I was just wishing Cejudo would win and watch Cejudo maul all those people and then be good with it. But obviously that's not what happened.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I want to like O'Malley, but I just can't stand him. And it sucks too because I totally understand it from it's like, dude, there's so many people probably like on your Discord, the young ones, they just like my nephew is all like, oh, the Sugar Show. And I'm like, you don't follow UFC, but you know the Sugar Show? And it's like, yeah, O'Malley. And it's just like, all right. And he's a great marketer. And he's just a cocky asshole. Like when a lesbian, a homeless lesbian, and his response is
that's
like,
what
4 houses.
I was telling that to Jacob. I'm like, what a dumb response. Like, it's so stupid. Like, no, I'm not poor. Look, it's like, dude, like, nobody thought you were poor. Like, why would you even respond to that? Like, no, it was just such an insecure thing to respond to. Like, me.
We've all seen your purple Lamborghini anytime you're fighting on a pay-per-view card like 20 times.
Yeah, no, it was funny that was his response because it's like, dude, come on, you don't have to defend yourself against some random, like, shut up. Like, as much as I fight with like random people who say stuff, I'm not defending my life. You know what I mean? Like somebody in the Discord the other day was like, come on, man, I see you're living that good suburban life. You got to up these bets. It's like, no, I don't. And maybe I've got a decent life because I'm not just throwing money at the wind. Like, no, I'm going to live my life the way I live it. If you like my bet and you want to spend more than I'm spending, then go ahead. Spend more than I'm just showing you what I'm doing with my money. If it's a quarter of a unit, it's a quarter of a unit. You can do 10 for all you want. Like, yeah. So it's just funny. It was just funny that was Sean O'Malley's. It just immediately got defensive. I'm not poor. I have 4 houses. Like, shut up, idiot.
It's up there with that fighter who told Jacob he'd kick his ass.
Joseph Holmes. And then ever since he told Jacob he'd kick his ass, he has looked awful. Like, awful.
But that's like the best. It's like, of course you're going to kick my ass. But it's like, it's
no, that's why Jacob's perfect for this because he understands the internet. Where my old ass is still like my instincts, my whole life, my instincts are just attack. Like that's so it's hard for me to just ignore. That's why I get so fired up with Jacob. People think we hate each other. We obviously don't hate each other. Anybody that has close friends knows like you fight with your friends. But like my aggression towards him is sincere 80% of the time. Because it's just like he just knows how to like get under my skin, and I'm not one to just let things slide. So
that's what makes the show work, man. It'd be kind of lame if you guys were just like best friends all the time. Like, oh, I agree with that
hey,
thing,
buddy,
man.
oh, that's good. I'm just a little different on the other side, a little bit.
Well,
which is actually every other show that has 2 people. Literally every other show that has 2 people. That's what it is. Oh, great insight, but I think I'm going to disagree a little bit here. It's like, you're a fucking idiot. There's no way. Like, you watch that fight and that's what you think? Are you serious?
I
agree with
like
you.
10 minutes of another show by accident. I was listening to your podcast on my phone, and I think I hit the next button, and it took me to something else. And it's just like, you forget that you don't need credentials to have an internet show. You know what I mean? it's like everyone thinks because they're popping up on the TV. These people know what they're talking about. It's like, dude, half these people, it's just a joke. Yeah. And
yeah, that's funny.
Honestly, like that's what drew me into you guys when I first started. When you used to have your intro on, and the whole gang, it's just like, okay, well, I'm trying to figure out stuff with the UFC. I think I should listen to the guys who fight in the UFC. And maybe their goofy little redheaded friend from Indiana and see what he has to say.
Who ended up being the biggest star?
Who ended up being the biggest star?
He's the breakout star.
Dude, what's the latest with Nick? I haven't heard from him forever.
He's just so busy. Actually, he hit me up the other day. He's got 3 kids. He's running a gym. He's just so busy.
Anymore or no?
He's competing in grappling tournaments. He hasn't like officially 100% retired from MMA, but he's competing in like grappling tournaments. I think he's like on a mission to win like a big grappling thing, you know, whether it's Pan Ams or get an invite to Abu Dhabi, something like that. But so he's been grappling like crazy, and he runs a successful gym and 3 freaking kids. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, dude, that's insane that he grapples. And for those who don't know, I'm totally blanking on what's his last name?
Nick Newell. They made the movie about him, Notorious.
I watched the movie. It's
a good movie.
It wasn't bad. But the guy has one arm, so him doing a grappling tournament is pretty damn impressive to me, man. It's definitely inspirational, man. Good for him. You gotta love it.
I mean, well, yeah, what he's done with his life, and he's great because people will ask him like questions. Like, how do you whatever? He's like, I've never known any other way. I was born like this. It's all I've ever known. So I don't know. I don't know what it's like for you. I just know that this is how I play Nintendo 64. This is how I tie shoes. I don't know. So,
I know. Yeah, you look at the excuses all of us come up with for the dumbest shit, and then you see stuff like that make you feel pretty good. More power to Nick.
100%. No, 100%.
Speaking of Nick,
well, I'll definitely...
My brother Nick wanted to inform me that he actually hit his 5-leg parlay at the 1. So I'm like,
he there he goes.
Maybe he should be doing some 1 articles. I'm like,
there,
all right,
we'll take it. We'll take it for sure. No, definitely. I appreciate you calling in. And don't let me forget. Don't let me forget to send me a text tomorrow because I got to talk to you. I meant to call you. Life is just so freaking busy. But I definitely we have some big stuff that we're doing, and I basically need you because I'm not capable of doing it. So
yeah, let me know what I can do to jump on. I'm definitely willing to help you guys out. I got some free time.
Sure.
I'll be going to Florida this week. I'm actually watching UFC in a plane, so that will be cool. I'm actually excited.
So is Jacob.
I'm excited about this start time. Where's Jacob going?
He's going to Florida to visit his family for Mother's Day.
I'm going to Florida. Jacob, let's get together.
Yeah. What side of east or west?
I'm going to Palm Springs or what was it called?
He's going to the other side.
Yeah, St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Whatever. That little dipshit never responded to me. I sent him a couple messages. I'm like, yo, Jacob. And he's at the Aria where I literally live 3 miles from. I'm like,
he did that. That was like a day trip. He landed at like 10 a.m., immediately started drinking, went to the fights, and then woke up early as shit the next day and left.
Oh, I didn't realize that because I was like, dude, I'll jump to a couple weigh-ins or no.
Oh, no. It was a day trip. He left Saturday morning and came back Sunday morning. Like, that was a day trip. It was crazy, actually. I was like, dude, all that money, all that time for a day? But
hey, you met Rebus, right? So it's all good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's the time of his life.
Brother,
so
I'm gonna go finish eating my dinner. I just saw you. So enjoy the rest of your call-in show, and I will chat with you later, man. Yeah, hit me up this week. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for hanging out.
All right, later, guys.
See ya. All right, let's catch up on some live. There are 240 live chat comments that I haven't addressed. I'm going to get through these and probably head out. If you want to call in, I'll be here for a little bit getting through live chat, and then I'm going to head out of here. Just wanted to hop on. Let's see. Who is Tanera Lisboza's best win? Did any of them have a winning record? Honestly, let's ignore the wins. Her loss to Norma Dumont is what impressed the shit out of me. She beat the piss out of Norma Dumont. Beat the absolute piss out of her. And then made a mistake and lost to who we now know is a legitimate UFC fighter who would beat the crap out of Jessica Rose Clark. So that loss did more for me than any of her wins did. Most of us just praying to hit enough to have to know about the taxes. I hear you. It's $600 in DraftKings and you have to pay taxes, but I hear you. And obviously the chats I'm catching up on are 8:07. It's 8:30, so 20 something minutes. Win $100K, pay $35,000 in taxes, lose $100K, you can only write off $3K. Yeah. That's how life goes, man. That's how life goes. Let's see. Talking about he trusts Jacob, I believe. JRC getting cooked by Stoliarenko. Like that should open your eyes. Lexicon is 13 years old. Prince got timed out. Dude's weird, man. He signed up for premium because it's a unique name, so I remember the unique name. Signed up for premium, hit up the Discord, and it's just been weird energy ever since. I'm in the Discord, but don't use it. Only in your live chats. Yeah, you don't. if you're in the Discord, the very least, well, if you're a premium member, the very least you should link your Discord to premium so you get the alerts to your phone. The alerts on Fridays, like tomorrow, when they start dropping all of those prop bets, the takedown props, the strike line props, they even do the round props like round 4, round 3, round 2, will start. All of those get dropped on Fridays after the weigh-ins. And those lines take off. Like you will see Jacob and I get something at like minus 120 and it'll close at minus 260. And that happens very, very quickly. So at the very least, even if you don't want to participate in any of the conversations in Discord, which is totally fine, link it and turn on alerts for the premium alert channel. The only things you'll ever get is when we post in there, right? It's not conversational. It's just posts. Not shaming you. Yeah, I definitely don't. Straight up, I mean, who cares? Who cares what a unit is, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it's $1,000. First of all, that's why you talk in units, to avoid the bullshit. Because if I bet, for me, a unit's $100. And this actually happened to me. The other day, I said, I put a quarter of a unit on Tenera Lisboza, whatever the fuck it is. And I said, it's $25. And somebody's like, did I just hear this? Am I a moron or did I just hear him say he bet $25? It's like, well, you're both. You're both. Yeah, it's a quarter of a unit. That's what I felt comfortable with on that fight. Do I have more money to spend? Maybe. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. So I agree. That's why you talk in units. A quarter of a unit is supposed to, whether a unit is $1 million, whether it's $5, the point of saying units is to express confidence levels. If I put 3 units on something, I am fucking confident. If I put a quarter of a unit, it's like I'm confident enough to spend my money, but not confident enough to spend all of it. So I agree. Shaming units is absurd. Chris, he actually didn't shame units. He was just putting that dude in perspective, talking that kind of shit. Let's see. Yeah, Chris Riley's awesome. Chris Riley has done a lot for us. So this was just a podcast, no affiliates or anything. And then Chris reached out to me saying, hey, I'm the line setter for Monkey Knife Fight. Monkey Knife Fight was a daily fantasy. They got bought by Bally's and Bally's shut them down. But he said, I'm the line setter for Monkey Knife Fight. I love your guys' show. You're like some of the only people I actually listen to because you know what you're talking about. So he reached out saying, give me a call. Maybe I can help. I didn't know what Monkey Knife Fight was. I was like, that's kind of a stupid ass name. Like, what could this be? And then I talked to him. He put me in touch with their team. Then we got our first affiliate deal. Then we're like, we need more deals. So then, then it really evolved everything that we do. And his insight is insane. The dude literally, everybody talks about professional this, professional that. He literally has made his living the last 20 something years in this industry, working for top sports books, working for fantasy companies, doing it for himself. So his understanding of how things work, that alone is incredible value. And go back, we did a video with him. Go search our video. It's maybe a year old now, just like betting 101 or something like that. And he just walks through all, he very simply explains how parlays work. Most of you have no idea how, and I'm not shaming because I didn't. Most of you don't know how a parlay works. All a parlay is doing is saying all or nothing for every single leg. So you got 2 fighters. So if fighter 1 wins, you take all of that money and you bet it on fighter 2. If fighter 2 wins, you take all of that money and bet it on fighter 3. And that's how you get such incredible odds. So if you're you have a parlay that is $5 and could pay out $1,000, by the time you're at leg whatever it is, it's like, would you really put $900 on this? No, you wouldn't. But that's how parlays work. So anyway, the point was, go watch that video and you'll get a whole bunch of insight for sure. Yeah, Jacob was a YouTube kid. Jacob was like streaming, I forget what video game, some game back in the day. And I guess he had like thousands of subscribers when like the biggest people in the world had 10,000, Jacob had like 3. So I guess he was relatively successful, but that's why he has that personality. He gets it. Everybody thinks it's easy to go live for 7 hours or 5 hours, whatever the hell he's doing it for. That shit is not easy. I don't do it. When you guys watch my fight companions, it's me drinking on the couch, talking to live chat like I am now. I'm not like, that's not my personality, and I don't have the energy for it. I had to put the disclaimer in there, man. Like, people, while I have my own page and I'm my own person, and Jacob has his own page, he's his own person, I still had to put it on there. So, Line Tracker is great. My man, Sean P gets it. I'm catching up, guys. 242 comments. Do I just skip these and go straight to the bottom? I probably still can't do that. I agree. Jesse's a little biased, but I agree. I like D-Rod for sure. Let's see. I hope this dude got timed out. All those fucking... let's see. I'm still looking. Someone tried coming at you in the Discord. Sorry, bud. Even Dana said letting O'Malley in there was a bad idea in the post-event presser. Yeah, a lot of these comments talk about that was clearly a script. How about Perry? His Halo intro from Beyonce. Yeah, that is true. That was solid. And but keep in mind, we're just talking about music, right? You guys pick funny music and we're remembering that. The reality is they could turn it into more of a show and really make it entertaining. Yeah, no, I'm definitely poor. If I was a lesbian, I'd have better hair. So I wouldn't mind being a lesbian right around now. Let's see. Hope Anthony Smith gets knocked out so hard. I've never seen somebody hate Anthony Smith before. He's a pretty likable guy. He has said some controversial things lately, but I think Anthony Smith loses. I just think that cushy desk job changes you. It changes you for sure. Let's see. Nick Newell versus Justin Gaethje fight was crazy. That was crazy. So if you guys, I was Nick Newell's manager. I guess I still am. He's just not fighting. But so I was there in person, made a weekend of it, and that was a frustrating fight to watch for sure. First of all, if you watch it again, you realize there was an illegal knee that started that finish sequence. Without that illegal knee, potentially a different fight. But Nick went in there, fought one of the best unknown guys on the planet, and fought his ass off. So Nick Newell. Phenomenal dude. And like you said, for Nick Newell was on this show 2 years ago for a little bit, but his life is very, very, very busy. And timing was always an issue. Like I'm able to do this now. My kids are asleep, put them to bed at 7 o'clock, like almost no exceptions. 7:30 I'm live, but they're young. Like once they're getting older and they're playing sports and like it's going to be harder and harder to do these shows. Happy birthday, Kim, for typical woman. Happy birthday to you. Genuinely, happy birthday, and we appreciate literally everything you do. You're a rock star in that Discord, in the live chat, and appreciate everything you do. Let's see. Am I almost at the end of this fucking thing so I can go? I am at the end of this thing. I see Ian beating him up with kicks, then finishing in the second round with combos. All of a sudden, Ian Gary's got these phenomenal kicks. All right. Well, guys, listen. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was a nice little quiet call-in show. No chaos. So thank you so much. Stefan calling in, reminding us how much money you made and thanking us for what we did. Appreciate it. The other guys, Jack Spade, congratulations. You won $78,000. Premium member. You used our tools. We appreciate the shout out. Jeffrey, same thing. You won 50 grand. Premium member. You used the tools. You used the insight. You used the info. Appreciate it. Stefan won 7,800. Use the tools. Use the insight. Use the info. Appreciate the shout out there as well. Premium membership's only $10 a month, guys. You've heard the spiel. I know some of you are on the fence. Oh, maybe it's $10. It's $10 a month. What are we doing? Jack just paid for a lifetime. A lifetime. It's $10 a month. Let's be real. You're going to get all sorts of tools. The line movement tracker we talk about all the time. The detailed metrics and analytics. The reason I point out the line movement tracker and the metrics and analytics is because a lot of this is about finding your own spots. Listen to our insight. Check out our picks. Check out our bets. Then do a little bit of your own research. And if it aligns with what you're feeling, perfect. Hit it. But if it doesn't, then leave it alone and find some of your own spots. These are tools, this insight. I pay somebody to put this together. I haven't asked them how long it takes them. I imagine this is 10 to 15 hours worth of work to build this out for you. So you have it like that at the snap of a finger. So we have more tools and stuff like that coming as well. I'm doubling down on the whole research hub thing and the ability to go to WeWantPicks.com and do all of your research there. So you're going to see a whole bunch of cool stuff coming. We have a shocking announcement to make. Not shocking, that's a little ridiculous, but a phenomenal announcement to make soon. There's a couple of massive things in the works. And but one step at a time. We accept credit cards now, and as dumb as it sounds, accepting credit cards was like not an easy thing to do. We had to make a couple changes, pay a whole bunch of money. You have to get a third-party processor, but we now accept credit cards. That was like the number one request. I don't have PayPal. Well, now you can just use credit card. And don't forget, $50 a month. Anybody. You don't need to be a premium member. You don't even need to be a subscriber. Just WeWantPicks.com/bets. Use our link to sign up with any one of our betting partners. Make a deposit. We will send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. They're going to pay me. I'm going to pay you because I care about you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. We're going to do this every single Thursday. So feel free, call in, talk about whatever you want, right? It doesn't have to be a love fest. It does end up being that, and I appreciate it. But call in, talk about the fights, your picks, share your bets, your information. WeWantPicks.com. Become a premium member. Check out everything we have to offer. And no live stream for Jacob's Saturday. And next week's show, I'm going to do a normal quick picks on Sunday, but Jacob's traveling, so next week's show is actually going to be Wednesday instead of Tuesday, but I'll remind all of you when we get closer. Thanks so much for hanging out, and happy birthday,